Of the Downtown Fitness Club. How are we doing, John H., and who are we speaking with in this segment of Fitness Edge Radio?
Good morning, Mike Danger. This morning we are talking to a real fitness powerhouse, power lifter, Kyle Sheridan. Good morning, Kyle. How you doing?
Good morning. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Now, Kyle here is a young guy. You can't see him on the radio. How old are you?
24.
24. I thought you were even younger than that. But despite his young age, he has developed an impressive resume of fitness accomplishments already. You're a track athlete from your school days.
That's right.
Bodybuilder, and most recently, power lifter. Is it safe to say that you love fitness, Kyle?
I do. After I graduated, I was really bored for about a year, and I didn't do anything. My weight was about the same. I was like 155 or 160, and just started lifting.
You weighed 155 pounds. Now, how tall are you?
Yeah, 5'11".
5'11",
yeah,
so just shy of 6 feet.
Yeah.
You are currently tipping the scales today. You're a big fellow. Your t-shirt's a little tight.
What do you got over there? Extra medium? That's extra medium, right?
Yeah, it's medium, I like to say. Yeah.
Yeah, so what are you tipping the scales at?
I'm a little over 230 right now.
230 pounds.
I got up to 245 at one point.
So you almost put on 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Since those high school days. So you're kicking around, you're a track athlete. You know, you were a sprinter in high school.
I was fast, man.
I see you guys set some school records over there. They stand today.
Still standing.
You graduated 2008, right?
2008, yeah.
Okay.
Right now, my biggest goal is to just deadlift 800.
You're obsessed with numbers right now.
Yeah, I just want to hit 800. I don't care if it's in the 220 class or 242 class or if it's in a meet. I just want to get it. Chances are, once I hit 800 in the gym, I'm going to want to do it in a meet.
Sure.
But
now, what's the
still
difference?
Gotta get there.
Now, okay, have you lifted more in the gym than you have on meet day? Is there pressure involved on meet day? Is there a stricter standard you have to adhere to? What's the difference?
Yeah, you can't hitch the weight up. Like you can see some videos where if they use all back, and you kind of get it to the legs, and you start like leaning back, trying to like jerk the weight up. You can't do that. That's going to get red lighted in a meet.
Okay.
If the bar starts moving down at any point, you're going to get red lighted. In a gym, it's kind of like you can just, if you can lock it out,
it counts.
You call it a PR.
Yeah,
but
you put it up on YouTube and put the little number next to it and put some rock music on, and you got a Kyle Sheridan video.
That's right.
We're going to tell everybody, all the listeners here on Fitness Edge Radio, about your YouTube channel here in a little bit. Actually, I'll tell them right now. Cool Papa 148. Where'd that come from?
That was like my 7th grade screen name.
Cool
I've
Papa
had that.
148.
Yeah.
You're also on Facebook at FF Guitarist 14. What does FF stand for?
Falling Forward. That was a band that I was in for a long time. I play guitar and pretty big into music.
You are a Renaissance man. You're doing your music, but let's get back to that 800-pound deadlift, because that's kind of where we started talking, because I saw your videos. You're posting them up there on Facebook and YouTube, and I said, this guy's going to deadlift 800 pounds. So I contacted you and I said, when's 800 coming? So when is 800 coming?
When is 800 coming? That's tough. Going from 600 to 700 took a while for me. I did 600 at 191 pounds 3 weeks before my last bodybuilding competition that I did, which was spring of 2012.
So you're dieting down, you're restricting calories, and you go, what the hell, let me try to deadlift 600 pounds.
Yeah, and even when I was bodybuilding, I was always lifting heavy. That's just kind of what works for me.
I did notice, we did compete in the same show, not in the same division, because you're a little bigger than me.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for it, because you would have crushed me, but you do have a thickness to you that only is acquired through moving some heavy weights. You're not one of these pretend bodybuilders who's curling 15-pound dumbbells.
No, not at all, and there's plenty of those. I'm sure you know.
There is. We could do a show on that. We won't, though. Let's talk about bodybuilding. We'll come back to the powerlifting, but what did you find the biggest difference between bodybuilding and powerlifting? Do you diet differently? Are you eating just everything that will fit in your mouth right now to move more weight?
I still eat really clean, because after you diet for bodybuilding for a few months, it kind of just becomes a habit.
Sure.
And I just feel better eating clean, but with powerlifting, if I want to have a cheeseburger or pizza, I can do that. It's not going to kill me. You just got to make weight.
Now, we're in the spring bodybuilding season right now. I mean, it's starting up.
No cheat meals.
Right? So everyone who's listening to you right now, they're hating you.
Yeah.
Because they want to eat that cheeseburger.
Yeah. But I mean,
so do you enjoy that part of powerlifting?
I do, for sure. Bodybuilding is way harder. I mean, Period. End of story. It's way harder. You got to dedicate your life to it. You can't miss a meal. It's difficult, and it wasn't for me, at least not at that point.
Sure.
I just like lifting heavy, so
Powerlifting's your jam.
I think so.
Let's
for
look
now,
at your
yeah.
let's look at your PRs here. You have bench pressed 375 pounds.
Yeah, that's my weakest one by far.
Are you mad about that?
Yeah, yes and no. I've had just really bad tendonitis in the elbows, and I mean, any guys at commercial gyms, you know, you'll see guys benching 3 plates.
Right. For reps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a 4-plate bench, 405 that's good. That's good for like a 220 class. But also with powerlifting, you got to pause at the bottom. You got to wait for the press command. So you bring it down, touch your chest, you wait for the judge to say press, and then you can actually start moving the weight. So it's a little different than a gym lift.
Yeah, I see the guys over, you mentioned you train over at Todd Levine's place there, Gold's Gym in Webster. I see the guys come in with their 2x4s for their pause training.
Yeah.
They're resting the bar down there and
Right, and I know a couple of those
eliminating
guys.
all the momentum, and then it's pure strength getting it out of the hole. So, I mean, 375 in a certified meet, that's still an impressive lift.
It's decent. It's nothing crazy, but my squat and deadlift are definitely what kind of makes up for
So when
it.
you go head to head in a competition with other guys, if they're benching 400 or 500 pounds, you got some room. You have to make up on the other
for
lifts.
220 class, no one's really putting up 5. A 500 raw bench is very rare, regardless of what class you compete in.
Now tell the listeners here on Fitness Edge Radio what raw means.
Raw,
Powerlifting.
raw is unequipped, meaning you don't have any kind of gear on. There's what you call shirts, like bench shirts, where it just, you put it on, you can barely get it on without the help of someone else, and it springs the weight up for you. A raw bench is just walking in, laying down on a bench. You get to use wrist wraps.
Okay. No elbow.
No elbow
assistance.
sleeves, no elbow wraps, nothing like that. So
How much do you think those bench shirts give you, in pounds
They can
or
give a
percentage
lot.
wise? You think
They
you
can
get another
definitely-
50 pounds if you got a bench shirt?
more than that.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
It's like swimming in a wetsuit. You're like a torpedo.
Yeah, because you'll see like 800 to 1,000 pound benches on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, and without
I'm not
that,
watching enough YouTube, obviously.
Right.
I thought you were the
I mean,
strongest
those
guy on
guys-
YouTube.
no,
That's
not
not
quite
true?
yet, not yet. But those guys, it's tough to say where they can bench raw, maybe 500 or 600. But also like the mechanics of it and actually all the technique involved, you really got to practice it.
Sure.
But I've never done it.
As with
I don't want
anything.
to.
How long have you been? You did the bodybuilding show in 2011. We were in the same show. That was my swan song. I quit bodybuilding
Yeah.
after that, and apparently you did too.
Yeah.
You had a great posing routine. You got a lot of energy out there on
Yeah, those
stage.
are on YouTube too. Yeah, I like going with the dubstep kind of stuff for the routines. It's like high energy and
You brought it. You brought it that day.
And being in a band, being on stage before, playing music, I really have no problem getting out and just going at it.
Now, do you
all
feel
out.
that helps you with your powerlifting as well? I mean, I've seen some of your videos at the meets. You're putting on a show there for people.
Yeah, you want it
Is
to
that
be
your psych up-
entertaining.
Is that
Yeah,
your psych up move,
I
or
just
are
have
you doing
fun.
that for the crowd to get them amped up?
Both, kinda. I mean, I enjoy it. I just think it's fun, and I don't hold back.
Where's that most recent one? Was that over at RIT that I saw?
Yes, yeah, that was an unsanctioned meet, meaning the numbers don't mean anything. It's
Okay.
just for fun.
You had guys up on the balcony taking videos. and
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, you had
Yeah, my dad
videos.
was there.
It was like a Zapruder film. You had a video from every angle, and
It was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. You put on a good show over there.
Thank you.
So you've got a meet coming up April 26th. So it's about a month away.
Mm-hmm.
A month away. Any predictions for what you're going to accomplish there in the? And we didn't talk about your squat PR being 680, and of course your deadlift, which I predict is going to crush the 800 mark soon, is at 735. What's your predictions for April 26th?
I hope to hit 700 on the squat. That would be pretty crazy. I focus a lot more on the deadlift. So when I hit 680, which was only I think 2 weeks ago, I was pretty surprised with that. And after seeing the video, I think I probably had another 10 pounds in me. So hopefully, if I can hit 700 there. The bench, I'd like to hit 375 with the pause and everything. If I can make sure that's clean, that should be good. And then I really want to hit 750 on the deadlift.
Okay, so you're going to move it up.
I think that's pretty
15.
reasonable.
What do you think? 800 is about 6 months away, or is it more like a year away?
It might be a year. When you get to that kind of weight, adding 5-10 pounds can take a little bit.
Yeah,
but
you start to hit your ceiling. Those are
yeah,
the
it depends.
plateaus.
And you don't want to push too much too soon too. You don't want to risk injury or anything like that.
Right.
So
Right, you got to be smart about it.
yeah, as long as I hit it, I don't want to like set a timeline and kill myself for like a month trying to meet it by a certain point or anything like that. But it'll come.
I know it will. Let's take a little break. We'll do some commercials, and then when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit.
It's Radio, Sports Radio 950 ESPN. I'm Mike Danger. John H. from the Downtown Fitness Club, your host, here to talk with leaders from our community about health, fitness, and motivation topics to inspire you, the Fitness Edge radio listener, to reach fitness goals that you once thought were impossible. Our guest on Fitness Edge Radio right now is powerlifter Kyle Sheridan. John H.
Yeah, power lifter, but also bodybuilder. And, we talked a little bit before the break how you competed first in bodybuilding, having put on a bunch of muscle after you, an illustrious track career over there at the Webster Thomas Titans. Shout out to the Titans.
That's right.
But, there are examples of people at high levels who have done both. Johnny Jackson, for one, comes to mind. This guy, I believe he was an accomplished power lifter that went to bodybuilding and now is a professional bodybuilder. But he hoists a lot of weights. Can you see something like that down the road? You mentioned maybe bodybuilding wasn't your thing, but you look like you're having a ball on stage.
Yeah,
Could you see yourself doing both down the road?
It's definitely fun, and that's the thing with powerlifting. You really, if I wanted to go back and bodybuild, I could do it, and it doesn't mean I can't powerlift. Maybe the weights would be a little bit less that I'd be moving,
Sure.
but yeah, I mean, if you can squat, bench, and deadlift, you can powerlift.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, are the reps schemes different for bodybuilding? You mentioned that bodybuilding was harder, far and away. Is
Yeah.
it just the volume of sets that you have to do? A typical bodybuilding workout, you're doing 20 plus sets for a body part. Are you doing far less than that? Volume
A little
training?
bit. I'm just focusing more on those core movements, the squat, bench, and deadlift. But even when I was doing bodybuilding, I was still doing all three of those and still lifting pretty heavy. I would do like 4 sets of 6. When now with powerlifting, I'm doing more like triples, doubles, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, even before with bodybuilding, I would do max deadlifts and I would do max squats. But usually I'd be in like the 5 to 6 rep range, still going pretty heavy.
Sure. Well, maybe a competitive schedule that has a little bodybuilding in the fall and a little powerlifting in the spring. Bounce back and forth. A two-sport athlete.
Maybe.
Like a Deion Sanders of
Maybe.
sorts.
It's just the diet is so hard, and I don't know. I guess it wouldn't be too bad getting back into it since I do eat clean. I have no problem doing the whole brown rice and chicken. I do that a couple times a day. But I don't know. I just don't know if I want
Sure.
to go through that again.
I don't think people that have done both realize if you want to get to the higher levels in either sport, and how really amazing that Johnny Jackson is for doing that, because if you want to do powerlifting, it's all in, right? I mean, are you doing other like flexibility exercises? Are you doing yoga? Are you working with a coach? Are you?
I should be doing more flexibility stuff, but I'm not. A lot of the powerlifters do those sort of stretches, and
Sure.
I mean, obviously I stretch out, and I'll do like the foam roller, but some guys will spend like 15 minutes, half hour just stretching out. And
Yeah, we mentioned
really
Gary
going
Jones,
crazy.
and he's a competitive CrossFitter now. But he mentioned he goes to any event, and the guys are out there jumping rope for 5 minutes. He has a 35 minute warm-up routine that he does.
Yeah,
to
that's
get
crazy
ready.
to me.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
crazy.
you're
I'll
just
walk
walking
over to
out
the
and
squat
say,
rack,
I'm gonna
do
squat
a couple sets of 135, and
I'm loose. I'm
I'm
good to go. Do you aspire to go to the highest levels in the sport?
Yeah, I'm planning on doing some bigger meets this year. So far, I've only done the RPS meets in Henrietta. The next one is in Henrietta. But I want to get down to Ohio where they have a lot of bigger meets.
Now, do you feel that's positive to go to a larger meet and get your ass kicked and just kind of get humbled? Or do you have the ego that allows you to do that and then go back in the gym and say, now I know what I got to do? Or, I mean...
Yeah, but I won't get my ass kicked, so...
No?
No.
You won't allow that to happen?
No, that wouldn't happen. There's guys that would beat me for sure, and I'd go in kind of knowing where I should place. But really, you're just kind of competing against yourself. You know the numbers that you hit, and you just want to do better.
Sure.
But yeah, I want to go against some of the better guys at some of the bigger meets.
Just to
That'd
kind
be
of see
fun.
where you stack up.
Yeah,
And you think you'll do well.
Yeah, I got a pretty good idea. If I hit the total that I want to hit for all 3 lifts, that would put me at, I think, top 20, top 15 in the U.S. for the 220 class.
Really? So you're up there already?
Yeah.
You're knocking on the door.
I'm getting there, yeah. When I did my first powerlifting meet, I didn't train with anybody. I just kind of did it on a whim. And
You just showed up
went
and
for the
everyone
weight.
said, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, but then once I started kind of working with people and really breaking down my squat and everything, the next meet I did a lot better.
Monolift. It looks like
That is great.
Yeah, it looks like it doubles as you can change the
I
transmission
love
in your
the
car
monolift.
with. Tell me about the monolift for Fitness Edge listeners and myself who
to
don't
explain
even know
it,
what it is.
Pretty much there's levers that hold the weight. So you don't need to, at any commercial gym, if you're going to squat, you need to pick up the weight and walk back a couple steps so you can squat.
Yeah.
With the monolift, they have levers holding the barbell. So you just take it off the lift, and then you would need someone to hit this lever, which kicks out the levers, and then you can just squat.
That's got to be
So
rule
there's
number
no
one
walkout.
of the barbell club. You can't lift alone. You need somebody to pull the
Yeah,
lever.
you would need someone to pull that lever.
What's the heaviest squat? Are you the record holder of all 3 lifts at the East End Barbell Club? Or are there guys there
So
that lift more
far,
than you?
There is a guy who, Jordan Wolf, he's a beast, man. He's in the 308 class, and his
So
squat
he weighs
is,
308 pounds.
I think he's around like 295 right
Okay.
now. His squat, it's going to be heavier than mine. As of right now, my 680 is the heaviest, but I think
That's going to fall soon.
it's going to fall soon. He'll probably hit 700 at the meet too.
Wow.
Yeah,
Guess
and
he moved
he's
some weight
a
over there.
500 raw bencher.
Really?
Yeah,
So he just lays down
He's
and says,
incredible.
put 500 on there and I'm going to
yeah. His deadlift is close to 600. But yeah, his bench is crazy.
Does he have his own YouTube channel?
I think so. Yeah.
I'm going to have to
Yeah.
subscribe to
I'm
that
friends with
too.
him on Facebook, so.
I'll look him up. So we've got a lift or a meet coming up April 26th.
Mhm.
Training for that at the East End Barbell Club over at you're over at World Gym down in the Village of Webster.
World
too,
Gym
right?
Webster
I see a
and
lot of
Gold's.
videos being made there.
Yeah, I like the deadlift over there. They got a nice bar, and they have the regular metal plates, which I like a lot more. Gold's
They've got a
Gym has
platform
those.
too, right?
Yeah, Gold's Gym has like the rubber plates, and I think those weigh a pound or two more. I can always do more at World Gym, and I just feel more comfortable with the standard metal plates. I don't like those rubber ones.
No.
No,
What
they
is
don't do it for me.
No, you
No.
got to feel the steel.
Yeah,
Okay. So bounce plates are definitely out. Those composite things that those CrossFit
those big bumper
fitters-
plates, no way. Those are for people who want to make it look like you're lifting a lot of weight.
Well, I'm one of those people because I bought some of those plates just so I could put a lot on. And I go, "Look
Yeah,
at
you
this
put
guy."
like 3 plates on, it's taking up half the
Yeah,
barbell.
you're doing 315.
Yeah,
It looks like you're
315.
doing like 595.
Right.
I love that though. I'm a poser a little bit, admittedly. Anyway, we've been talking with Kyle Sheridan here, local Webster Thomas guy,
Yup.
bodybuilder, track athlete, and now power lifter. It's been fun.
Absolutely.
Good luck in the meet coming up.
Thanks a lot.
Tell everybody again where we can watch you on YouTube and Facebook.
YouTube is Cool Papa 148, or you can just search Kyle Sheridan, powerlifting, squat, deadlift, doesn't matter, it'll pop up. And you can hit me on Facebook. I accept everybody. I'm friends with a lot of people on there, so I don't turn down any friend requests. I put all my videos up on there too, so that's more direct
So
than
you can tune
YouTube.
in either way.
Yeah.
And then let's let you give a plug for any music project you got going on. You're a
Oh,
music guy.
yeah, I got
Any bands
some
that
music.
you're working on?
No, I got some music. SoundCloud.com/FFGuitarist14.
What are you
And,
bumping in your headphones when you get to the gym? Are you not You're probably not putting
What do I
headphones
listen
on.
to? I listen to a lot. Heavy metal or just real gangster rap or a little dubstep or classical, Bach, Beethoven, that kind of
Man,
stuff.
you got a wide range there. Well, anyway, tune in to the YouTube channel or Facebook to see the exploits of Kyle Sheridan. It's good stuff. He'll get you pumped up. If you're looking for a little motivation before you head to the gym, check him out. Kyle, I want to thank you again for coming in
Yeah,
this morning.
thanks a lot, John.
I'm going to kick it over to Mike Danger. He's going to take us out like he always does.
Powerlifter Kyle Sheridan, our guest on Fitness Edge Radio this morning on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Also got to say a big thank you to our earlier guest from Fitness Edge Radio, Jim.